I'm here to win.
It's the same old stuff with y'all. It's the same old stuff with y'all.
We're here to beat the Disney ESPN channel. Those are the people we have to surpass. And we're going to help you one day at a time get this done.
Get her done.
Let's kick their ass. I'm not Stephen A. Smith. I'm not some Disney character. What is wrong with this individual? I've been doing this 27 years. That's a fact. Disney ESPN ain't gonna help you because none of them know the right side. Trust me, they know nothing.
I don't know anything about the business, I told you.
If they had good handicappers, I wouldn't have to do this show. We're crying out loud. Here we go, baby. We're gonna make it rain.
Show me the money.
We'll be dancing around. We have the freedom to express ourselves. This is freedom right here. They don't have that on Disney.
Nope.
Hell no.
And that's why one day we're going to surpass Disney. This is America here, baby.
I'm a goddamn American icon.
Capitalism at its finest. I'm here to win. Absolutely. 100% we're here to win. Welcome to my show, Sportsguru.vegas. Coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the greatest city in the world. And we had a couple days off from the show, technical issues. I don't shoot the show on Saturday. As you all know, it's a very busy day. Speaking of Saturday, we went 8-1 that day, right? So I want to welcome the new TikTok and Twitter X followers. Welcome to my show. We're in about our beginning of our fourth month. But we had a little difficulty, and then we didn't, there's no NBA going right now. Oh, hold on. Yes, Mark.
Hey, what's wrong? Your show stopped?
I'm on. You can see me, Mark. Come on.
Now I can see it.
Idiot.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Yeah, thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
That's Mark. He's my partner. We had a technical difficulty last week, so he called us. It was his problem, right? Thanks for calling and telling me you can see me. Anyway, gurus, not to break up anything here, but we had a good day on Saturday, and it's just too much work, to be quite honest. There's no way I can do a show. It's just too much. And we're working on better ways to get it done faster. And it takes a long time, a lot of work to win. But, we're winning at a very high rate, right? We like that. So, what was it, yesterday? Another good day, right, Guru? 6-1. So, and we're going to keep that going. I've been on this show, and we've been betting round robins. And at first, for the first few, I'd say about couple weeks, and then we got hot, and then I got sick, the virus, and none of that ever helped, the China virus. So but what happened was we'd be back and forth. Well, I've been telling most of the followers I've had and the viewers, hold on, Cruz. Yeah, Mark. Yes, Mark. Hello.
I'm not getting.
Why did you just call me again? Something wrong with this guy. Really? Whatever. And he doesn't even do drugs. All right. Anyway, gurus. Thanks, Mark. I don't even know where the hell I was now. He keeps calling and accidentally calls. All right. Anyway, so I'm not sure what the hell I was talking about now, but I know we had a good day on Saturday. Yesterday and Saturday. And then I think Sunday we went 1-2. We lost that UCLA game. Oh man, was that a great game? I knew we were in trouble. We lost our best player, their leading scorer for the Bruins late in the second quarter. But I kind of like what he did. He ran up and smashed the guy in his neck at the center. But you can't do that. He should have just ran into him. I get why they really wanted to hurt that team. They lost by 40 at Utah. And they were playing that game like we used to, like my brother and I used to play pickup games. I beat the hell out of the other team. That's how you win. You're very physical. It reminded me of that. Here we have somebody, and gurus, you can chat. Let's see what we got here. Butt call. There's Mark. Butt call. What an idiot. All right. And by the way, gurus, you can oh Mark, you can comment anytime you want on this show. We're a new show. We've been getting everything done, working everything out, and again, we're having a good time, gurus. We're gonna be big. So if you notice the opening of my show, I talk about ESPN, right? We call them Disney ESPN on this show. And I do that because I've never seen like it's like a comedy show now. That show, there's no relevant information that can help you. So and I have in that video, and Chase and David on Main Stage did that video for me. I'll put them up real quick. David came by yesterday and he helped me get the technical issues ready for the show today. I want to thank him. But Main Stage is the company that shot that video for me, edited it, and I use it as an opening show. I also use it when I meet people on the strip and have them sign up, gurus. But I'm real excited that that we're getting things, that progress is being made. That's very exciting. We're moving along. More and more people are starting to watch the videos and subscribe, and you can see, as you can see, the evidence is clear, and I'm one of the best handicappers. That's pretty obvious. Yeah, and my goal is to be the best. And I was talking about in the show, we always think we're the best. So of course I think I'm the best, right? But if I can prove it, then I think that's a double winner. Then you become authentic that way. And I want to let you know, gurus, this isn't luck. It's the amount of winning is random. I will say that, like that I know we were going to win all these games in the last 2 weeks, 3 days, and all this. I didn't know that, right? But I did know we were in a position to win a lot of games. And if you're in position to, and I always use the word compete. So if you're in a position to compete, which is what we have been since I started the show, what does that mean? So when you're watching Disney, ESPN, or any of these network shows, obviously they're not there to share information on how to make money betting sports. They're not, right? They're there to show you highlights, and they're good at that. And then they have analysts on who played the game at that level, which I respect a lot. Gurus, I do have a lot of respect for the analysts, the players that come on. They play at a very high level and deserve to be celebrated for that. But when it comes to, giving their advice on who's going to cover or they don't know what they're doing. It takes a lot of years, a lot of research. I've been working with Mark for over 2 decades, and came out with my brother in '98. So there's a lot behind winning. It just isn't something you have to be able to compete and then you can win. And that's what we've done, gurus. We haven't always been winning. My show's been going, I think, the third 4th month. And there were times we weren't winning, but we always were competing, and we were very close. And we've surpassed it, which is what I did the show for. So if Disney, ESPN, and Fox had good handicappers, I wouldn't have to do this show, is right. But they don't. So I do, and I am. So there you have it. So welcome to the show. And as you know, I mostly post round robins, parlays, right? That's what we've been doing. And I've actually, about 3 weeks ago, almost, told the viewers you can bet straight and the round robin. And if you have, you're still winning. Because at that time, there was more of a monetary advantage to bet the game straight at that time than on the parlay. So, but now, and so the last couple of weeks, we've done very well. And the good news is we have a couple more weeks left. It's a lot of work for Mark and I, but we're trying to get you guys, this is something that's be possible for most people to do. They just can't do that. So I'm trying to help people, share my experience with y'all and help you make some money. And that's what's been happening. But more importantly, gurus, I own this show. So the content on the show, I'm the final editor. I randomly say whatever I need to, whatever I feel, that what's going to benefit you guys. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas besides sports betting, and I'm proud of that. And it's helped me in my personal life. Yes, we all struggle with different things still, but at the same time, what do we do to overcome them? We keep going. We find something we're good at, right? We want to find our talent, find our passion. My brother and I always played sports from the time we were kids, and sports has been a form of salvation for him and I, and a way to kind of zone out all the insanity that's going on. When I was sick with China virus and I almost died from it, and in 2020 of December, I still was betting football. Right? I put my bets in that day. And I actually said, I may not make it the next day, but at least I'm going to bet today. It's Sunday. Screw that. They're not going to stop me from betting. I couldn't watch the games. It was too painful to have my eyes looking at television. Think about how sick you have to be when that happens. But I still bet, and it helped me get through that day. I'll never forget that. There was college. There was not that much college going on. I couldn't do the basketball. I was too sick. But I had that little group of NFL games, and I was able to hang. I don't remember if I won. I didn't even care. I didn't think I was going to live. So anyway, this has been something that we've done, and it's been a blessing and an honor to do this type of work and share that with you guys. So I'm going to go into the first round robin today, and I've already done this. I put it together, and we don't have a big board today, gurus. The board's not that big. So I wanted to share this. We have a 4-team round robin. And I like doing this show. I believe, gurus, and again, we're just starting out. I believe the show is going to be very successful, but I believe it's going to pivot off these videos. Because you know what? If you're going to spend an hour of your time or a half hour of your time, I usually go about 35 minutes, somewhere around there. You might as well watch something that's informing you. You know that I'm not being censored, right? I can say what I want. You can comment what you like. In fact, we have another comment. There you go. All right. Yeah, my brother's sending it out. He's the NHL. He likes Buffalo. Good luck. Add UNI. So Northern Iowa is who he has. Dean's been doing it a long time. We talk about games sometimes. We have different. It's a very personal thing, gambling. I always say, gurus, I'm your guide, right? But I know I'm not just a guide. I know I'm not just a guide. I'm I'm telling you I'm not. I'm telling you to do what I said 4 weeks ago. Wake up. You don't have to do anything. Bet the guru's picks and cash. I've been telling you for weeks to get your ESPN betting app downloaded and start taking some money from them. And that's what I've been telling you to do, and I hope you're doing it because let's think about it. What are the mode? Thanks, Dino. It's got the Sabres and the Northern Iowa. What? Why would Disney ESPN go into the sports betting business? Right now, think about this. They have all these shows, mainly highlight shows, right? But you have Scott Van Pelt. He makes fun of. At least he's honest and says he can't win. He makes fun of it. They turn it into a comedy skit, and it works. Their ratings are a lot higher than Gurus. That's a fact. But people want to win. Bettors want to now. Does it? I always tell people when I meet them, if you're not winning, you'll win more. And if you're losing, you're going to win. You're going to compete, and you're going to win. That's a win-win for everybody. You're here to. And by the way, that's part of being successful is you network around people who are successful, right? So why do some people get, move up and get more celebrity as far as they have people that want to listen and well, you got to have something to offer them. And the last time I checked, good luck winning in sports without a lot of experience. And not only that, gurus, I have someone I work with, Mark, the guy who calls me during the show. I have him I work with, so you have to have another because there's too much information. You can't do it all. At least that's my experience on a day to day. So I'm your guide. I'm like going over games with someone who's an expert. I'm an expert guide. I'm an expert. The numbers don't lie. That's exactly what I am. So you have an expert, and right now you're taking advantage of that. And this shows to kind of just get you going with Guru. You get my picks for 20 seconds, that's fine. You want to get a little more into this, you turn me on, 5 days a week. We talk about the games. We talk shit because we can. We hold players, coaches accountable. So getting into today's games, Western Carolina, we're going to take the 4. Right, they're over there at Greensboro. This small conferences. So where are we at, Gurus? We're at a time of the year where we're getting 2 weeks away from conference tournament games. It's going to be crazy, right? I have 3 more weeks of a lot of work. Okay, there's a lot goes into winning, Gurus. The 20-second videos is the net result of several hours of work. And that's okay. I make it simple, and that's what I'm supposed to do. That's how you become successful. But now we're nearing the conference tournaments, and for the smaller conferences, for you people who are newer to college betting, there's more pressure to win the game because that gives you a higher seeding. Now, keep in mind, no matter what your record is, right? You win that conference tournament, and you're going to go to the dance. So we've seen teams that have bad records that win tournaments. And there's different reasons for that. Sometimes they have players that might come back that have been out for a while. There's a lot of work involved in that to find all that out. And there's different reasons. Now, it doesn't happen often. Generally, the best teams get home court in the first round of these smaller conferences, and therefore they usually against the lowest seeds. So that's usually they cream that team. That's an automatic win, And you can. I mean, it's rare, very rare that they will lose that game, Gurus. But we know what different. There are different times of the year. You have to know how to handicap those times. So we're getting into a time where bubble teams are starting to matter more, right? Couple weeks away from the tournament, so we want to look for those types of teams. And UNLV is a bubble team today, right? They lost at home to Air Force by like 30 some points, right? And I actually put an end game on UNLV, a small bet. I was getting, I think, like 22. I go, this looks like a pretty decent bet. But I know, I've been doing this a long time, and I know they throw stuff out there. If I didn't bet it before the game, it's not going to be much better now, unless you see like an injury. And by the way, Gurus, I encourage in-game betting. And eventually I'm going to have a function of my show or my company that will offer and send some signal out when I'm betting an in-game. That's quite possible. The information travels very quickly with AI now. So why can't the information I give you? Why wouldn't that help you? You're driving or something. I don't want you to get in an accident. But let's say you're anywhere and you get an alert. I just bet this in-game. Boom. Maybe you should bet it. I've proven that. So, but I am encouraging in-game betting. I do it. And I usually have money on anything I watch. I'm not going to, of course, why wouldn't I? But I focus on the better bets, especially when I give you guys picks. And I like to have my action too. But anyway, I did bet this UNLV when they were losing and they didn't cover. I lost my bet. but that's okay. That's small money. But this game here, I'm interested. I think UNLV will really. This game, they want to make a statement. They are a bubble team, UNLV. They need to win. This is a must win in my eyes for them. And the number's not that bad. 5.5, 6. I would lay that. I'm laying it. If you want to parlay it with some kind of money line on hockey or something, go ahead. You can do both, but I'm not worried about laying these points. I don't think it's that much of a. I know they were very hot from behind the three. I watched the game. I bet it second half, and I saw that they were really shooting a lot of well from the perimeter. And again, they're going to have that. They're at home, so they're comfortable at home. And again, so will this game win? I wish I could guarantee that, Gurus. But I think you have confidence in my picks now, and you should. UNLV, and then we have Marshall. I'm going backwards here. Marshall is getting 7. James Madison's very good team. They're tournament bound, but they're gonna have to win that conference tournament still. They're not gonna go unless they win the conference tournament, or at least be in the championship game of that Sun Belt. I think Marshall can compete in this game. They're a reasonable team. They have one of their players they're playing a little better at home with, and they're comfortable there. Obviously, they're not. They're capable. This number is reasonable, Gurus. And we get 7 at home. We get over two threes. We like that. And Madison's not going to. Let me put it to you this way: Madison can lose this game, and it won't affect them at all. They still have to win the tournament. Even if they win the game, they're going to have to win the tournament. Now, if they can close out, win all the rest of their Sun Belt games, 3 losses, they're still going to have to win the tournament. They'll have to at least get to the final if they win out, and they could. Gurus, look, they're very good teams. James Madison, they beat Michigan State in Michigan State, so they're no dog here. Very solid team. So it's not, but that's a pretty decent number with Marshall. So we're gonna play that. Then Western Carolina, you know, they're a good team, solid team. They're not the top team in their conference, but Greensboro is. But we think they can compete. So we took them. And again, these teams don't really have to win. It doesn't really make any difference per se. They're seeding. If they're not a number 1 seed, then they're going to have to win anyway. It's not going to change much. They'll be a number 4 instead of number 2. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying, what I'm saying is when it comes to handicapping, I'm not worried about positioning as much in these games. You could argue Greensboro has more to play for because they're higher up in the chain of their conference, and therefore they want to compete to try and get a better seeding. If anything, that makes more sense because Western Carolina, we'll see what they got today. Let's see if they can cover that number. So I released the 4. We had 4 yesterday, went 3-1, 3-0 on the other one from yesterday. And those are solid numbers, Gurus. And we have a lot to look forward to. Another reason I'm glad that I'm doing the show, I had the show back up, and it'll be very consistent now, is we have the NBA starting tomorrow. So we had that's one of the reasons I took time off from the show as well. Saturday, I always do anyway. Sundays, I don't know if I'd have done a show on Sunday. I really don't know. Okay, that's my producer. Thanks, David. But Monday, I did the show. Monday, no, we did not do. Matter of fact, I didn't release anything on the TikTok or the X platforms on Monday. So yesterday was the first day. We did have another good day. And so now I want to do the show because the NBA is coming tomorrow, Gurus. And for you new followers, we're having a winning NBA season. Not many people can say that. We're ahead in the NBA. We're ahead in college basketball. That's pretty obvious. Not many people can say that. So that I take that as I'm fulfilling what I wanted to do and to help you guys, to the people. I mean, I knew I had something to offer, obviously. I've been sick for many years with this damn virus off and on, this China virus, screws. That's why I wasn't really able to do a show till this year, and I've still struggled. For you viewers who've been with me, you saw me for, I think, for 3 weeks. I was struggling a lot. I still did the show almost every time I was supposed to. I did have to take a few days away from it, but most of the time I showed up, gurus. My head, my cat was wet, sweating. My shirts were. I used to have to, after the show, I'd have to take my shirt off. I was soaking wet. It's terrible, this virus, and it never leaves. Once it's in your red blood cells, you're screwed. That's why I've been battling. But well, as soon as I got better, I found David main stage, and we got together 2 weeks later, and the show was born. And I knew it was going to be tough, but I know I have an advantage. I'm near that strip, and I've been able to meet some people. But I'm looking forward to getting back out there again with you guys for conference tournaments, NBA, March Madness, gurus. Basketball is at its highest point right now. And I'm here to help you navigate through that and win. So, mainly the show is about our daily picks. When the NBA starts, there are some days we will only maybe have 4 games that I'm giving out. That's possible. But there are some days where we're going to have 3 round robins, and I'll have time to talk about all of them. So if I only have one, I talk about other things that come up. There's some news stories sometimes that are worthy of talking about. I generally focus on dealing with information that matters to what we're doing and betting. And another thing, Cruz, when you come on my show, I'm talking about betting every day. I'm not here to talk about what someone's wearing, or I'm not like these characters on ESPN here. I'm just not. But I understand that the entertainment's part of this, and we will have those types of things on my show one day, gurus. We will, and it's going to be, we'll have it all. But right now we're focused on winning because there's nobody really out there doing that. I have shared, if you have a podcast person that's helping you, good. Now you have 2. So you're in good shape. And Guru isn't going anywhere. I've been here for 25 years. So, and I'm staying this time, Gurus. You're going to see me next year at this time. So you might as well subscribe now to Guru. Right? Go right there on YouTube. It's free, as you know. We don't send any emails yet. And if we do, we'd send you the picks. And we've been winning. So how's that a bad thing? Right? Not out for any. The motives are very simple. We want to generate the views, the likes, and the subscriptions, right, and the follows, and then obviously I get advertising dollars like ESPN does and every other station. That they're not helping you though. They're not helping you compete even. They're talking more of this talking, like CNN and all these other. They just talk. They're not here to make a real change. And, look, watch them for your highlights. I do, right? They have good highlights. Top 10 is kind of interesting. And they got a lot of money behind their shows, good sets. They can do good editing and show you all these nice things. But you know what? They're not going to help you win. They're not. And now you have a chance to. What are we at now? 18? What are we at? I don't even know. Like 20 states have the gambling on our devices. I live in Vegas and I have it on my device, and I can go to a casino and wager, but I don't need to. I have it on my phone, so I go to both. Um, but it's all good, viewers, and so now I can be the face of a positive. So you have a new source of information. You don't have to say, "Well, I wonder, if a guru's solid." Am I going to win every day? Of course not. But can you depend on me? I've already proven that. And now we have 2 more weeks. We're going to continue to prove that. We're going to have fun, gurus. This is a movement, by the way. This is a movement here. We're going to change the way this works, gurus. So get your app on ESPN, download it, and start taking their money. And you got 4 games, Pacific. Now, this is a team that I have to say I've done very poorly with. But one thing about betting gurus is there's different types of ways of looking at this. Pacific could help me win today finally, right? Or they could just cause me another problem like they've done. And I have to always look at what is it I can do to be better when it comes to betting this team. And sometimes there's nothing, gurus. But if I don't bet this game today and they cover, yeah, then I'm the fool. And I have to be better than that. They just don't cover when I bet on them. But they've covered enough that when I do bet on them, I'm still doing it. My biggest issues when I put them on the show, when it's private, I've done better with them. But when I release them, they're not as reasonable. And I get it. They haven't won a conference game all year. So they really don't deserve to have any money on them. However, I believe they can handle this situation today with this team. We'll see. They're capable of winning, of covering this game. I have a money line optional there as well. What that means, gurus, is if you've been with me, we always put some on the money line. Yesterday was a good day to do that, right? Creighton won, and West Virginia won. So we had some winners there. So it multiplies your plus on your ticket. So when I send my videos out on Twitter X and TikTok, I give you the spreads. But if you're following me on the show, we know here to bet money lines, especially on home teams, and you round robin those, and that accelerates your parlay. Yesterday, it helped accelerate mine. We had 2 pluses at home on the money line, and then Toledo got there. So that's going to help you accelerate your ticket. But I usually do about an 80-20 split. That's 70, 85, 15 is about average for me. And if you keep doing that every time, when you not only you cover, you win the game, you multiply your ticket. It also helps you because you're going to bet, for example, Toledo was a money line bet yesterday. So we bet that on the money line. So it still multiplies because you have those pluses even with that small minus. So that's why I put money line optional. I'm going to bet a little money line on, not a lot. This one will probably be like 10% because these teams are not as strong in my opinion, especially Pacific. But here they are for you guys. And again, this is tomorrow. Just to remind you, tomorrow will be it's the biggest day in college basketball of the week besides Saturday. That means it has my highest volume of releases. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a show, same time, noon to 1. We shoot this live Monday through Friday, noon West Coast time to 1 Pacific Standard, right? And 1 means we can go to 1. I usually don't. Depends on the content. I rarely do. Today we're not going to. But I do want to remind you, we will be doing a show tomorrow. And if you like listening to someone who's can back up being successful at this business, because we know there's a lot of people who say they can, who haven't been able to. Well, now you found somebody. And it's right there. All my videos you can go on. They're black and white. They tell you who I had. There's no bullshit here, gurus. So I'm glad you came. I hope you're new. I want you to share this show too with your friends. Have them subscribe. We have that underneath. It's free. And that's how this business, my show, turns solvent and I can turn it into a profitable business. And I should be able to. If you're giving out winners, you should get paid for that. Wouldn't you guys would agree with me on that? And all you have to do is subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe and go on the TikTok and follow me and X and follow me and tell all your friends to. That's all. It's simple. And I appreciate that a lot. I'm helping you help the guru, right? I'm like your uncle. That guy likes to gamble, your uncle, but he actually wins. But anyway, I'm glad you're with me. And anyway, this is what we have today. Western Carolina on the road at Greensboro. Marshall at home against Madison. UNLV at Air Force. They should try to avenge that horrible loss at home. that they had from Air Force. So I see them having a lot of motivation. Plus, they're a bubble team. And Marshall, that's just a good number. That's why we're betting this game. That's a good number at home. Western Carolina, we hope that matchup helps us. And then Pacific, you just go to Malibu and pray. That's about it. But we have that's it. That I will say that's a good home number at home. When I gave them out, or about 4 weeks ago, we lost by 6. So maybe this will help us today. But be responsible, gurus. We've hit a lot of games lately, and just stay consistent with this, and know that there's going to be something we could win all of them today. I'm not saying that. Obviously, we've been doing pretty well, but I will say tomorrow there's the NBA, so we have and they've had time off, so there's a new way of starting to handicap the NBA. They're in the back second half of the season. They start taking these games more serious. Playoff positioning starts mattering. There's some trades that have been made. Some of these teams are playing better with certain players, so we want to look for those. So there's some coaching changes we have to be aware of. And all those things I help out with by doing this show. I make it all, package it up for you. There's a lot of work involved, excuse me, gurus, in getting these games out to you. And you don't have to do that. So think about that. That's a blessing. But I'm here to help, and I'm going to getting it done. We're going to continue that tomorrow. Come back, gurus, at noon. We have NBA to talk about. Right? They've had some time off, and now they're going to be back battling one another. This is what we have today. We will have probably some NBA bets tomorrow. This is who we have today, and let's compete. Right? We want to keep competing. We want to keep winning. And we do. We want to. They're going to know who we are. These companies, Disney, ESPN, Fox, and all these programs. They're going to know who the gurus are one day soon, because we're going to just keep being successful. That's the best way. Like my president, Mr. Trump, said, the best revenge is to be successful. That's as simple as that, gurus. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. So we're going to take care of that. So come back again tomorrow. Share the show with your friends. TikTok, follow me. I need a lot of followers. I need a lot of subscribers. And I will put these games out on TikTok, Twitter later. I will say before closing, there are times that I add a bet on TikTok, Twitter. So you need to watch me both times. Even if I do the show, sometimes I will add a round robin. It depends, because keep in mind, this show I shoot at noon West Coast Pacific time. And sometimes information comes before I do my videos on TikTok and Twitter X, and I add those. So the show is a way just to talk sports every day. You can ask questions. You can send your whatever you want. It's a way to learn about my understanding of handicapping, meaning I drop things in there for that can help you be successful. And you always want to listen to people that can help you be successful, right? Like a Tony Robbins, for Christ's sakes. So we're going to be busy tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of games, gurus. Get ready, because we're going to be working, and we will have a full show, mainly probably just on the games we're betting. So come back tomorrow, noon to 1. Subscribe. You'll help my show out, help me out. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And welcome to the new followers on Twitter X, TikTok. Appreciate you being here. Come back tomorrow at noon West Coast time. Thank you for being with me today. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow.